Obamacare is a failure. By any measure you can look at it, Obamacare has been a failure and it should be scrapped immediately. Let's take all those millions, multi-millions of dollars that have been wasted and just call it quits right now before anything gets worse. The people don't realize, see, the people in the United States have been living in a healthcare system that certainly isn't perfect, but let me look at this from where I live here in Canada. We have a socialist healthcare system, and it is not good. Sure, there are many countries that are much, much worse off, but we have rationed care. That is exactly what we are in for. So when I look at the United States and I'm seeing this same system of socialist rationed healthcare, I do not want that as the system for you guys down there. That is certainly not going to be beneficial for anyone. And I've talked about many different reasons why this is an issue. One of them is coming out right now. People have had their money taken from their accounts, and this is because of Obamacare. It's something that I warned of, something that others have warned of, and I'll tell you exactly why in a moment. But people had their accounts wrongfully debited. So I'll just go into here, and they're talking about this specifically in Washington, but it is happening all over the United States. Some of them say the website is mistakenly debiting their accounts, and she thought, this individual here, Shannon from Indianola, basically she said that she thought someone had stolen her money, and she found out it was actually the Washington Health Plan Finder website. They're taking out all these premiums, which supposedly wouldn't be an issue when Obama said, you know, don't worry guys, I'm going to give you the best healthcare in the world. And now look what's happening. But I have to think to myself, how exactly is this happening? Because there should be protections in place. How can they just go in and steal people's money out of their accounts? This is not even legal. But if you look in the Act, page 58 and 59, the government will have real-time access to an individual's bank account and will have the authority to make electronic fund transfers from those accounts. They have the authority to do so. They can take money from the accounts at their own discretion. This is a dangerous system that has been set up because this allows mistakes to happen. That's why this is not just about Obamacare. It's when you give them the authority to do something, bad things can happen. You do not allow this sort of thing to happen. This happens in this instance with the healthcare, the NSA. Look, if they're tapping my phone calls, maybe that's not a big deal. What am I talking about? I'm not talking about anything illegal, but something bad can happen. What if they were to use that, falsely accuse me, all kinds of things? This is not an issue that we want to have to deal with. So you keep the government small, you keep them out of your business, and you have less problems. That's ultimately how this works, but people don't realize it. If anybody would just speak to people who lived under a dictatorship, you will know exactly where we're heading. You have to ask these people. Don't just talk about people who have lived in the United States or Canada their whole lives. You can't do that. You have to talk to people who are have lived for decades under military dictatorships, and they will tell you how the system was built. And guess what? This is exactly what's happening. The government takes control over more and more things. The system is set up, and you could say, hey, then my government's good. My government's helping me. But ultimately, what happens when a tyrannical leader takes over? Exactly. You have a big problem because they have the whole thing under control. That's what I'm fearing. That's why I'm speaking out against this. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. It's huge when you guys give me that thumbs up. And don't forget, subscribe. The subscribers are growing and growing. I'm just thankful for every single one of you. I read all your comments. I'm trying to reply to everybody. Trust me, there's so many piled up, but I'm getting to them. And I appreciate all the kind words and the support. I really need it, and I will continue to bring this information